Hi everyone, it's Meher and today I'm back with another video. In today's day and age, this talk of feminism and everything has reached center stage. Like women are now they're fearlessly just speaking out about the issues that have been plaguing them for a while and stuff. And this video is about my favorite books that celebrate the very long, tough journey that women have had to reach where we are now, and just tells us about the women who have been trailblazers and made this possible. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to start with the evolution of Calpurnia Tate. So Calpurnia Tate is a girl living during the turn of the century. It's 1899, about to be the 1900s, and women were still pretty oppressed during that time. What I love about this book is that she is a girl living with a lot of brothers. Her parents are busy. The only one she finds solace with is her grandfather. She is she is a girl who's really interested in this revolutionary new idea that's been put out into the world of evolution. So what I find amazing about this book is, first of all, she's daring to like study what she likes, and second of all, she's having the courage to study evolution, which even the most well-read of scholars, male scholars at that time, were looking down on. So it's a very charming and very eye-opening as well. And she and her grandfather sort of like bond over their mutual love for evolution. And there's actually a second book. It's called The Curious World of Calpurnia Tate, which I don't have, but I'm going to read it pretty soon. Okay, so the second book I'm going to talk about is The Trouble with Women. So this book is hilariously written. It's written as a form of satire. So it basically outlines the ridiculous rules that were enforced on women in the early ages. And so I've actually put post-its on my favorite parts. Okay, this one is talking about the scholar Anna Maria. So it's written, when she attended lectures, she had to sit behind a curtain, obviously, as eavesdropping was allowed but not actual studying. When African slave Phyllis Wheatley wrote poetry, 18 men came to assess whether that was possible. And it's illustrated. This is Anna Maria, and that's Phyllis Wheatley. That's the first one. The second one is, some art by women has accidentally been considered great, a mistake easily rectified by placing it in the dustbin of history. Women have been retrieving each other from the dustbin of history for several thousand years now. So why I postmarked this one is because this is not just about like the individual women sort of accomplishments and how they were tamped down. This is also showing how women have been standing up for each other for thousands of years, as it says. Okay, we have come a really far way, and this book does an amazing job of outlining that. So the third book I'm going to show you is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So what's brilliant about this book is that, first of all, it was written more than 200 years ago. And in those times when a woman's identity was solely her marriage, Jane Austen comes forth with this idea that, with this revolutionary idea that women are more than what their marriages are. So that was like the main thing of this book. She sort of like blazed this way for women. And after that, it's not just that, it's also like she somehow, like 200 years ago, she accurately understood what feminism is. It's about supporting your fellow women through whatever choices they want to make, be it like if they want to leave their jobs to just take care of their children, whether they want to get married, whether they want to write, whether they want to travel, anything. Feminism is about supporting your fellow women, which is what Jane Austen understood like 200 years ago. When example of Elizabeth Bennet doing that is supporting her friend Charlotte when she got engaged to Mr. Collins. Like initially, Elizabeth was just like, why would you do that to yourself? But then she understood that what Charlotte needed at the time was support and encouragement, and not somebody looking down on her for her decisions. So I really love this book. My mom and I, it's like our, we've got a real bond through this, and it's just an amazing read. Okay. The next book I want to talk about is Bad Girls Throughout History. So this is a book about 100 trailblazing women who have literally changed the course of history, some of which we recognize and some are completely like unsung heroes. So I postmarked my favorites. Um, they're brilliantly like hand illustrated as well. So the first one is Beatrix Potter. Now we all know Beatrix Potter was famous for creating Peter Rabbit and stuff, but what we don't know is that she was also a huge conservationist. Like it's written over here. She became, I find this so charming, she became a prize-winning breeder of Herdwick sheep and a land preservationist. So basically what she did, after Peter Rabbit became an instant success, she she bought her family land and made sure that, because in those days there was a lot of like construction going on land, on very pristine land like that. So she bought it all and it became a national park. It became like the Lake District National Park after her death. So I think that's a very amazing legacy to have. And also Peter Rabbit has been a part of all of our childhoods, but we don't really know how amazing Beatrix Potter herself was. So anyway, the next one is Junko Tabei. So this lady, I have never heard of her, but she's amazing. This is her. She was the first woman to reach the peak of Mount Everest. So it says over here that there was an incident when the rest of her team had actually been buried in the snow, but Sherpas got them out and stuff, and all of them eventually like did make it to the summit. So this is an amazing story of perseverance and just how strong this woman is, and this book is filled with women like that, and I would recommend this read for everyone. And also the drawings are hand illustrated and they're beautiful. Okay, the final book is The Help. So this book is iconic and it's set in a very specific time period. This age of violent apartheid, like this book is set just 10 years before my mother was born, which is very, very recent, and we have come a really long way from this. Of course, we're not at our destination yet. The Help, what I love about this book is that these women like Minnie, Aibileen, even Micelia, they are powering through some of the most tragic periods. Like for example, Aibileen lost her son. Like he was killed killed in an accident while he was working for a white man, and she still managed to find the strength in her to look after other people's children and things like that. And this book, I think the first time I read it, I think I cried. Like it's it's very amazingly written, first of all, and just this team of women sort of banding together and releasing their stories to the public, where there was such a danger of them getting very severely punished for it, was really heartwarming, and it's an amazing read. Those are my favorite books that show just how much we've been through in the past, and it also kind of shows like the future of where we're going. So those were my favorites. That was it. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, I guess, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Bye.